And now I want to present another graduate with a warning that her tale may trigger some of you, but spoiler alert, she creates a happy ending by her own resilience and determination. Please welcome Kyleigh Philbrook.
I've spent the majority of my life in fight or flight mode, pretending things that have in fact happened haven't. Writing this reminded me that everything has a purpose and has brought me exactly where I pride myself on being today. I grew up in a double-wide trailer with my mother, my oldest sister, grandmother and grandfather, and my aunt and uncle. Within a few years, another aunt and uncle, 2 more siblings, and 5 cousins join us. There is a lot of love and chaos under this one roof, always someone to play with, and lots of noise. Missing is my father. My mother works 40-plus hours a week to support and provide, leaving us all but 2 days out of the week under the care of my grandmother. My Nana is all the calm I need. I'm always in trouble, always doing things I know I'm not supposed to be doing, and constantly tormenting someone or something. But in my Nana's eyes, I'm never at fault. She is my everything. My father is an addict who can't find his way. Visits with him are either at the Maine State Prison farm or at my paternal grandmother's house, as my mother really rarely trusts him to be alone with her children. Whenever he's released from prison, I'm happy because it means he's sober and can visit with me alone. I only received 1 birthday present from my dad my whole life, a gas-powered monster truck. But then the cops come to take the stolen gift away and my dad away to jail. I can't speak clearly until I'm 6 years old. All the chaos I'm experiencing at home is brought to school and I take it out on teachers and the other children. In elementary school, I'm often placed in a spare classroom alone every time I act out. The last year of elementary school, my mother is told I'm not allowed back, even for family events. Middle school is different. Isn't different, it's worse. When I lose my Nana, I physically take my pain out on other children. I last a few months in middle school before I'm expelled and placed into a classroom an hour away for children that don't get along with others. My family constantly jokes that it's the class of misfits and misbehaved. The summer after completing the school of misfits and misbehaved, I meet Towno. Soon we're together more than we aren't, and he begins to live at my house. Finally, I have someone to tell all my secrets to, someone that tells me I'm perfect in every way, and the only person I allow to hug me. He wants to know why I'm so angry and wants to get to its root cause. How am I going to be able to tell him I was forced to grow up at the age of 6, something I wasn't able to tell anybody, not even my Nana? Coming out with the truth about being molested for most of my childhood creates far more anger. I told myself I wouldn't do this. That's actually making it worse. Creates far more anger, sadness, and anxiety than I anticipate. Before 9th grade begins, I'm called to a meeting with school officials where I'm told that in order to complete 8th grade, I'm under what they call a contract, with a very strict set of guidelines. I must walk through the hallways with a smile on my face and my eyebrows raised, as my natural face intimidates other children. I cannot wear loud footwear in the hallway, as it scares others. I must not be late and must attend every class for a month, and only then will they pass me through to the 9th grade. My mom still has that paperwork, and it's in my baby book. Despite finding this completely absurd, I prove I can do it, but the very next day I drop out. No more school, no more anxiety, no more hurting other kids. For 2 weeks, I'm free. Then I come down with the worst sickness ever. Turns out I'm 6 weeks pregnant. I'm 15 years old with so many questions. How am I supposed to be a mother, to love somebody else when I don't love myself? How am I supposed to raise a child to do what's right when I just dropped out of high school? All I want is my mom, and like always, she is there for me. She says the choice is mine. I make my own decision. I'm keeping my baby. So I need to start setting goals. I need to graduate and get my high school diploma, How can I tell my daughter to graduate when I haven't? I need to calm down to get my license, a vehicle, and a job. Otherwise, how am I supposed to provide for her? Every ultrasound, every kick empowers me to be the absolute best version of myself that I can be. I am still with Tauno, but he's too scared to tell his parents, so we decide to end our relationship. I have Ryder Ann Marie, a healthy 8-pound baby girl, the month after I turned 16. I have family support, but I crave the white picket fence feeling of having a whole family. I reach out to Tauno and give him one last chance to be a part of her life. Tauno meets Ryder for the first time when she's 8 months old. Though it's love at first sight, he is still unable to tell his parents. He decides that informing his family of his daughter isn't an option and chooses to move back to his parents' house. I choose to drive down to his house and have him sign over all rights to his daughter. I don't want him to be in her life if he doesn't want to be. When I run into his dad at the top of the driveway, I tell him I had his granddaughter and don't want anything from him but for his son to sign over all rights. When Tauno's mother pulls in behind me and looks into my vehicle, she begins crying and saying how beautiful Rye is. My heart is full. Tauno and I are happily together again, working on his fishing boat, FV My Girls, reading books to Rye at night, and watching silly movies. Tauno is a happy-go-lucky guy who would give you the shirt off his back and his last dollar. He's a great father and my best friend. Unfortunately, as time passes, Tauno develops a drinking problem, and although it doesn't affect our home life, God, I hate this. Although it doesn't affect our home life, it does affect his mental health. After 6 years of being together, Tauno takes his own life. This is your fault. Takes his own life in the fall of 2016. In the midst of losing the love of my life, I must witness my daughter's grief. I have no option but to put her first, despite wanting to give up. I stay enrolled in Wayfinder School and continue to push forward. For almost a year, I wake up in the morning telling myself Tauno's on the boat and will be home later. At night, I tell myself he'll be home in the morning. 2 years after grieving the loss of Ryder's father, I buy my first vehicle. I'm working at Maine State Prison, and my daughter is happy and healthy. I begin to be more social and start dating Drew. It feels nice to have another person to lean on. After going all day with a smile on my face for Rye, I have someone who will listen, who will comfort me when I break down and cry. A year goes by, and we move in together. Things get rocky, and my light begins to dim. It's hard to wake up in the morning. Drew doesn't allow me to see my family. I learn to read the room, see the way his hands twitch, if he's angry or if he has had a bad day. I know every sign that means it's time to bring Rye to her room, turn up the TV, and let her play so she never has to witness domestic violence. That same year, I graduate high school. A light in this dark moment. I'm pregnant again in 2019. While pregnant, Drew straddles me and punches me in the stomach. Scarlett, I'm really not weak, I tell you that. Scarlett is born in February 2020. I break free with both my daughters. I work 2 jobs and spend $15,000 in court fees until I'm awarded sole custody of Scarlett. I rent a roomy apartment for just me and the girls and get a job that's very flexible when it comes to being a single parent. After 2 years, I moved back to my mother's to continue to build my credit and save for my own home. Within 4 months, by working overnights at 2 Bridges as a correctional officer and 9 to 5 at US Cellular, I'm able to save $20,000 and buy my first piece of land. My goals get bigger, my motivation gets stronger, and at 23, I'm able to purchase our first home. There were times I wanted to give up. I believe I still actively function in fight or flight mode, but my daughter saved my life, and Wayfinder believed in me and gave me an opportunity and the foundation I needed to be the best role model and provider I can be. I push myself to give my children all the hugs, kisses, and gentle parenting, even on days that I feel that I can't. Ryder's favorite things to do are visiting her daddy's grave, sketching, and creating board games. Scarlett does everything she knows she isn't supposed to do. She loves to find frogs and salamanders, to play outside with her dogs, and create blanket forts. My daughters have been and always will be my calm in the chaos, and the reason I continue to thrive and keep moving forward.